Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, Player just dropped some news about awakenings and the whole kind of process. And I thought I would share it with you because not everyone's on Discord, not everyone sees this stuff. And actually there's some pretty important info. In fact, I've seen people say the exact opposite to what they've just kind of like announced in my chat and get it completely wrong. And even then in my chat, in my kind of like YouTube comments, I was like, I think you're wrong, buddy. But a load of people are like, thumbs up, thanks for the info. And they're just completely wrong. So let's have a look at what Player just called out. And I guess they're throwing this over their socials and stuff. I wish they would do this, honestly, for all of the blessings. I know that Saf on HH Gaming does something similar to this, where he actually breaks down the blessings one by one. It's worth checking out those videos because he deep dives them, looking at like what's in the background as well. He understands what's going on with these blessings and tries to help you make the right decision. So that's definitely worth a watch. That's also kind of fed its way into our blessings tier list, which currently sits on hellhades.com. If you go raid, blessings tier list, all of that kind of information is kind of coming together so that if you want to find the right blessings for you, we've kind of got a bit of a breakdown here on the website as well. But let's get to this post from Raid. So basically, it's an FAQ for Awakening, and they kind of looked at some of the different mechanics that are going on for specific blessings, which is quite cool. I like the way they've done this. So here's a couple of the big ones. Debuffs applied via blessings. So if you're trying to apply Brimstone, for example, from the Smite blessing, they cannot be resisted. They don't need accuracy to land. Okay? Very similar to a stun set or a daze set or a taunt set, one of those. It's completely separate to your stats. If you've got Brimstone on, it will just land or it will not land. It's a percentage chance to happen. It's really important. So if you've got a champion like in my team here, if I'm still running it, I have Sifi in the mix with Brimstone. The only reason I've put Brimstone on her is because she's a low accuracy champion. It does damage quicker. It enables me to beat up the boss faster. And even though she's got 0 accuracy, it will still land in my kind of setup. So really important one. Any of the blessings which are being applied via blessing, then you do not need accuracy to make that happen. Second one here. Blocking a champion's active or passive skills doesn't prevent blessings from being activated. So if you're using someone like a Ramantu to block someone's skills, actually, or like a Warlord to lock out skills, you can't lock out a blessing. Again, it's like wearing a gear set. Neither artifacts nor masteries affect blessings. This is one I didn't realize, with the exception of Sniper. Now, that's an interesting one to call out, honestly. For those who don't know, Sniper is the mastery down here. So, increases the chance of placing any debuff from skills or artifacts by 5%. And, as of old, it's kind of had this group of debuffs that it does not place or help to place, like stuns and stuff. So, it looks like Sniper helps to place Brimstone. So, you've got like a 20%, depends your star rating, 20% chance of placing that smite. It looks like Sniper will give you another 5% on that blessing, which is pretty insane, actually. Just wonder if there's any others where it would do it. Sheep chance to place, looks like that's going to be involved as well. Yeah, so I just had a quick look through them all. I feel like it's only going to be these two, Polymorph and Brimstone. But that's quite a buff for Brimstone. Like, if you're trying to apply Brimstone as often as you can, then Sniper is pretty significant. If you've got a 1-star Brimstone, 20% chance, you moved it up to 25% chance. That's a big increase from where you were. So that's an interesting one. Okay. They now go into some specifics here. So Phantom Touch. Champions have a chance of inflicting bonus damage with every hit of a multi-skill. Of a multi-hit skill, yeah? Phantom Touch, honestly, is kind of crazy. For a rare blessing, it's up there with a lot of the kind of best legendary blessings. You'll notice on the website, if you go and find a champion where we've been updating blessings for everyone, most rares have Phantom Touch as an option because it's just like the best one by a mile for most situations. But yeah, each multi-hit has got a chance of applying bonus damage. Bonus damage inflicted by this blessing counts as an extra hit against Fire Knight Shield. So again, like even on your champions like an Allure, yeah, if you've got an Allure in your Fire Knight team, you'll get an extra chance to get those hits. And she's got multi-hit skills, so she's got multiple chances of an extra hit. Allure's got like a triple hit in A1. Phantom Touch here. If you had it 5-star, you've got a 100% chance of inflicting bonus damage. If it's 6-star, you've got a 35% chance of getting a second lot of bonus damage. Now, it says here we've got a 1-turn cooldown. But are we saying that with Allure, if she was 5-star ascended, every single one of that A1 is hitting for an extra bit of bonus damage, and then the 1-turn cooldown goes on? If so, you're hitting the Fire Knight Shield for 6 hits, which would be absolutely insane. I don't know if anyone can clarify down below if they've got that happening, but that's pretty damn nuts. And the third one here, bonus damage inflicted by this blessing against bosses is not affected by the passive skill that reduces maximum damage on the target's max HP. Okay. So basically, the cool thing about Phantom Touch is when you're going against bosses, it can do a decent chunk of damage. It's almost like a mini War Master hit, which is pretty cool. The next one they're talking about here is Intimidating Presence Blessing. The Aura. So this is the one where you're basically buffing your auras, yeah? This is a legendary version. But they're just saying here it's multiplicative rather than additive. So it's kind of like multiplying up by that percentage increase rather than adding to the percentage. So it's not quite as strong as it seems, but it's still damn strong. This blessing will take effect even if it's not on your leader. Yeah, so anyone in your team that's got the aura blessing will boost your aura ability. You will notice on some of the recommendations on hellhades.com, we suggest that an aura blessing is the one to go for on some champions that don't even have an aura because blessings don't really suit their skill set. So actually, sometimes it's better to have one of your supporting acts with the aura increase rather than the actual aura champion. I got here as well, the effects of this blessing remain active even when that champion is dead. Very similar to auras remain active even if your leader is dead. Okay. Cruelty blessing then. If multiple, this is the one that people are getting wrong a lot of the time. If multiple champions have got cruelty, yeah, and let me just kind of run through cruelty for you quickly. Cruelty is a great blessing. So you've got a chance to decrease the enemy's defense by a percentage. So if you had a 6-star cruelty, after a number of hits, each hit is 4%. After a number of hits, you can get up to 40% reduction of defense for champions, 20% for bosses. Okay? Now, what people thought was, if I've got 2 champions with, say, level 1 cruelty, then they'll add together. So instead of 5% for bosses, there'll be 10% for bosses. That's not true. If you put 2 champions with cruelty together, they still both add towards the cruelty stacks, but they'll both cap out at their cap. So if you've got 2 level 1s, the most defense you'll ever reduce for a boss is 5%. Which is why we only recommend that you have one of these type of team blessings on at a time. Cruelty being one of the team blessings where it doesn't make a lot of sense for you to have more than one champion with it. And it's really good on AoE champions who can reduce defense of all of the targets all the time. So on Hydra, for example, I did a video just recently with a Boru who's hitting all of the heads with her A1 once debuffs go out there. And she's able to decrease the defense of all of the Hydra heads with just an A1 ability, which is really cool. So yeah, a lot of people got that one wrong. This blessing does not activate on weak hits. So there is a weak hit mechanic here. And you cannot reduce a Fire Knight's defense if he's got his shield up. And then lastly here, they just talked about the Iron Twins. This is just about the mechanics of the Iron Twins. Basically saying that whenever the Iron Twins' health drops below the values to kind of activate the retribution hits, then it will happen no matter what kind of damage has got it there. Yeah. I think, though, what it doesn't quite clarify in this description, if poison or burn gets them to that threshold, it doesn't cleanse. This is what perhaps people are getting confused by. So the poisons and the burns and stuff like that won't cleanse off if they're the reason that the health dropped below the thresholds. But if you hit and get the boss below the thresholds, then he will cleanse and do his retaliation. So he'll always do his retaliation hit, no matter what damage gets you there. But he won't always cleanse those debuffs off, depending on how you get it there. That's why you see in teams like my team that you were seeing a little bit earlier, no one in my team does damage apart from Geo. Or even Geo doesn't do damage. He just gets a burn out there. Once the burn is out there, we're forcing the enemy to hit me to speed things up. That's kind of what they're getting at with that. So look, I thought it was just an interesting few bits of information, and I hope they do some more of these little FAQs for some of the other blessings, because actually some of them are quite complex. In fact, they still don't really even touch the surface of Phantom Touch. You should go and watch the video. I'll link it at the end here. Go and watch Saf's breakdown of Phantom Touch, and you will be like mind blown by how different it is to what you think it does. Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you later.